Today we're going to be talking about how I got into photography. Now, I've been asking myself that actually a lot, and I don't really have a complete answer. It took me so long to realize that photography was actually in my life for so long, so I don't think it was really one specific thing that made me get into photography, really. I think it was a combination of years and years of different things just combined together, and it took me to realize that I had a passion for it because it's always been in my life. Now, I say that it's always been in my life because it has, my great-grandmother, which raised me from pretty much birth by herself, she always had those disposable cameras, right, that you'd get from Walmart. It's just the cheap, I'm guessing they're like $5 or $10. They're like super cheap, right? And you go to Walmart to get the pictures printed out there. And that's what she would always do. That was her favorite thing, She even went fancy sometimes, and she would get the ones encased with plastic so that they can go underwater a little bit, whenever we went to beaches and stuff, so she never had a fancy camera or anything. I'm sure she did way back when she was younger, but while I was around during my lifetime, she never really did. So it's always been around. My grandma was always taking pictures of whether it's me and my friends, my birthday or something, we're all in the backyard playing, or if we're at the beach, or even if it's just, she just wants to take pictures of a flower or something, right? She took lots of pictures, and in my garage right now, there are tons and tons of pictures. There are thousands of pictures that me and some family are gonna have to go through, because we are selling this house, but that's besides the point. But yeah, there's, photography is in my life, it's in my blood, whether I like it or not. I like it, but it's in me, and I never realized that. And I think where my drive for pictures really, or at least to try and take pictures, to want to be behind the camera, was whenever I went on my first actual, big vacation. And this was the only time I really went out of the US besides going to Canada, but that's more family related, because I do have family over there. But we went to Rome, Italy, and I think we were there for a week or something, and I was 9 years old. This was 2009, I think, or something like that. It was 2008, 2009, something like that, right? I was young, and so we went over there, and we went on tours and stuff and went through the museums, and I always saw that people were taking pictures, right? I always saw turn off your flash and all this, and I never understood how cameras worked, and I actually didn't even understand how actual good, not even just good cameras, but just cameras in general, the concept, how they work, how the lens and body works, the options that you have with cameras. I didn't understand any of that until about 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half, I really understood it. So it's just now that I'm really understanding this. But when I was in Rome, you always see those the tourist cameras and everything, and so I begged my grandma for a camera, right? And I think it was maybe we were there for a week, I believe, and it was probably the 4th or 5th day that we were there, so I had a couple days left, and I finally convinced my grandma to get me a camera. And it was one of those small ass little cameras. It was a good price. I think it was $60 or $70 back then. It was a lot back then. That was 10, 11 years ago when this shit happened. So, it was expensive, but it wasn't anything crazy. It was a little camera. But I wanted to feel like I was a photographer, and as soon as I got that, I took so many pictures, right? And, now that I think about it, it wasn't even just pictures that I was always trying to make. I was trying to make YouTube videos too back in the day, It was actually this TV right here. That one right there. I think it was that camera I recorded, I set it up on books and whatever, and I recorded me playing video games and stuff, talking over it and stuff like that. So it's not even just photography really has always been around in my mind, and whether I subconsciously knew it or not, it was always there, whether I wanted to acknowledge it, and so I guess the best answer is that photography has always been there for me. It's always been in my life. Pictures have always been in my life. I've always had someone taking a picture of me. or I'm either taking the picture, you know, and honestly I'm glad. I am very glad that my grandma had that passion for photography, and I'm glad that I was able to keep that, because that's something that I can keep that isn't physical. Yeah, we can keep some of her jewelry, or we can keep a physical item, let's just say that, a physical item to remember someone by. That's great, but I want something deeper of a connection. And yes, I already have a connection of her being my great-grandmother, being my mother and father figure, but photography is what holds that glue together. That's what I can really connect with her on, you know, because I understand why she likes taking pictures now. Because when I was a kid, I hated it. Of course, you know, I was like, oh, I'm embarrassed. I don't want to have pictures taken of me, especially if I'm out in public at a restaurant or something, like my grandma's taking pictures, trying to get us to smile and stuff. It's embarrassing sometimes as a kid. It just is. You know, that's how you are as a kid, right? And me looking back on it, it's like, yeah, I didn't know any better because I was young. That's just how my mentality was at that age. I didn't understand a lot, but now that I do understand a lot, it's like I understand why, you know, because photography is about capturing those memories, right? It's about saving those precious memories for whenever someone like me gets in a situation where I'm in a spot in my life where I have to go through all of her stuff, and I have to look through all the pictures and all the memories and stuff. And honestly, it's hard, but I'm glad that there are memories to go through. You know, yes, as much as like this chapter of my life is painful and I want it to just kind of close, and I want to move on with my life, and I want to move on with this YouTube stuff and really take this to the next level, and as much as I love this house and this town and stuff, I want to move on. But to have these memories wherever I go, I always have pictures and stuff to remember her for, and photography. Every time I take a picture, and I ask myself, why am I taking pictures? Why, if I'm not having fun anymore, I ask myself that. And I always remember, it's not about getting a great picture. It's not about trying to get the best picture and get the most money out of a picture, right? It's all about capturing those memories. You know, going through all these pictures, it's a big slap in the face. It's a big reality check, because it reminds me why I like to take pictures. And maybe if you're watching this and you're wondering why you're taking pictures, why you like taking pictures, why you even got into photography, or why you like recording videos, why you like this or that, whatever it is, right? Go back to your roots. You know, sometimes it takes taking a break and really thinking about it to understand why. You know, a purpose is huge, and I found my purpose with photography, you know. And if you're watching this and you need to find your purpose, whether it's with photography, video games, YouTube, streaming, music, you want to play an instrument, whatever it is, you want to run a marathon, whatever it is, right? Just we overcomplicate things, so make it simple. Go back to your roots and just clear your mind. I'm rambling on now, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like. It really does help. Leave a comment down. You making it to the end of this video, that helps a lot. Keeps me in the algorithm. The watch time matters, the comments matters, the likes matters. And if you are subscribed, make sure to turn on the notification bell. It's right next to the subscribe button. That will always tell you when I go live, and if I do go live on here, and it will always tell you whenever a video is premiering. So please turn on the notifications, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. So peace.